Next, we are going to see Kohlraasch law. So, a very important topic of this lesson. At infinite dilution, the limiting molar conductivity of an electrolyte is equal to the sum of the limiting molar conductivities of the constituent ion. So, in our book, SUME has been given. So, correct it. It is SUM. So, what is the law? The molar conductivity of the electrolyte is equal to the molar conductivity of the constituent ion. Let me see the law with the examples. So here I have taken the electrolyte as AB. AB is said to be a electrolyte. So when it is ionized, it gives their ions A plus and B minus. So what they are telling that the molar conductivity of the electrolyte will be equal to the molar conductivity of A plus the molar conductivity of B minus. So what they are telling, the limiting molar conductivity of the electrolyte will be equal to the limiting molar conductivity of the ion, positive ion, plus the limiting molar conductivity of the negative ion, right? For ions, they have denoted by lambda. So, this lambda, right? Let me see with the example. And here we have NaCl is the electrolyte. So, the NaCl electrolyte is ionized into Na plus and Cl minus, right? So, the limiting molar conductance of NaCl will be equal to limiting molar conductance of Na plus positive ion plus limiting molar conductance of negative ion. Right? So that's what the Kohlraasch law said. The limiting at infinite dilution, the limiting molar conductance of the electrolyte will be equal to the limiting molar conductance of the constituent ion, sum of the limiting molar conductance of the constituent ion. So this is said to be the Kohlraasch law. So what is Kohlraasch law? At infinite dilution, the limiting molar conductance of the electrolyte will be equal to the sum of limiting molar conductance of the constituent ions present in the electrolyte. So this is Kohlraasch law, right? Let me see with another example. So we have AXBY is an electrolyte. So when it is ionized, and this balancing equation we have seen already, right? So where did you seen this? In the solubility, right? Solubility topic, when you learn solubility topic in ionic equilibrium, I told how it comes, right? So like the same way, we got X into A Y plus and Y into B X minus, right? So for these type which has the coefficient, that is stoichiometric mole, how to write this Kohlraasch law, how to apply this Kohlraasch law, right? So shall we see that? So, limiting molar conductance of AXBY, that is the electrolyte. Limiting molar conductance of the electrolyte will be equal to X into, which means the stoichiometric moles into limiting molar conductance of the cation plus the Y. Y is stoichiometric moles of the another ion, negative ion, into limiting molar conductance of the negative ion. Have you understood? Right. So let me go to one question, reasoning type question. Why the limiting molar conductance of the electrolyte depends on its ions, right? Why it is only depends on its ions, right? So for that we are coming to the electrolysis process, right? So electrolysis process, you have to take a beaker and the electrode should be kept for the molar conductance. Between the electrodes you have to maintain the distance is 1 meter. So electrode should be separated by 1 meter distance. This you have read in the definition of molar conductance, right? So the electrodes are separated by 1 meter distance. Right here we have the ions, right? When you pass the electricity, what will be happening? The positive ions in the electrolyte will be attracted towards the negative cathode, right? That is nothing but cathode, and the negative ions of the electrolyte will be attracted by the positive anode. Have you understood? So anode attracts the anions and the cathode attracts the cation. So because of this movement, right, all the positive ion will be moved forward to the cathode, and like that all the anions will be moved towards the anode, right? So because of this independent movement or migration of the ions, it is having their molar conductance. So the molar conductance of the whole electrolyte depends on the molar conductance of the ions present in this. So like that, the data will be given for you. The lambda m naught of KCl is equal to 149.86 and the lambda m naught for NaCl is equal to 126.45 at 298 Kelvin, right? So find out what is lambda m naught of K plus minus lambda m naught of Na plus. You have to apply the Kohlrausch law, right? So lambda m naught of KCl will be equal to lambda m naught of K plus and lambda m naught of Cl minus lambda m naught of Na plus will be equal to, let me take the minus inside, so lambda m naught of Na plus minus the lambda m naught of Cl minus, right, which is equal to 149.86 minus 126.45, right? So will be equal to 23.41. So let me cancel this minus lambda m naught of Cl minus and plus lambda m naught of Cl minus. So we got lambda m naught of K plus minus lambda m naught of Na plus will be equal to 23.41. So like that they will be asking you to calculate for the irrespective ions present, right?